Okay, Paulina, I think we can start the session and you can also record the session.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to everyone. A warm welcome to our distinguished speaker, expected participants, and everyone who joining us online through Microsoft Teams and Facebook Live. Thank you for your time taking to be with us today. And before we proceed, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Miss Liana, librarian from Pqdt, your MC for today's webinar session organized by the General Tun Ibrahim Library, Pqdt, in collaboration with the Training and Competence Unit Registrar's Office in conjunction with National Training Week. And today's webinar title, Leveraging Proquest Dissertations and Thesis Global, Pqdt, expand your discovery of literatures with Proquest Research Assistant. So this session is specially designed for students, researchers, and academics who want to discover new ways of navigating scholarly content and utilizing Proquest tools more effectively in their research work. And throughout this session, you will gain a better understanding on how to use the Pqdt Global to access their collection of dissertations and theses, and then you can explore on how this platform bridges the gap in scholarly content and how the Proquest Research System can help you guys to create more effective searches and analyze documents for key takeaways and then identify related research topics. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored today to be joined by Ms. Kurinji Malar K, who is our speaker, who is also a customer success manager for Southeast Asia at Clarivate. A little bit introduction on our speaker. She based in Malaysia, and Ms. Kurinji brings over 15 years of experience in the information services industry with a strong focus on supporting academic institutions and government sectors across Southeast Asia and Australia. And in her current role at Clarivate, she leads customer success and training initiatives, ensuring impactful engagement and knowledge delivery throughout the region. Driven by a passion for education, her long-term aspiration is to contribute meaningfully to the advancement of the higher education system. And beyond her professional commitments, she also actively volunteers as a mentor with the Global Mentorship Initiative (GMI), guiding underrepresented young professionals from diverse backgrounds towards successful career paths. And before we proceed, I will kindly invite all participants to take a moment to log in to your Proquest platform. And you can log into the Proquest by click on the link that being shared in the chat box. You can see the lead proxy. So in the lead proxy, you can sign in using your staff ID, and then you may click on the Proquest database. I will give you guys some time to log in into it. Once you guys are ready, I will proceed this session with Ms. Kurinji Malar. Has everyone logged in into the lead proxy? If you cannot log in into it, please tell me. I will active your username. If you have any problem, you may tell me, or you can just type in the chat box. You can log in using your using the lead proxy, using your staff ID. If you cannot access to it, please tell me. I will active your account. The username and the password is your staff ID. So, are there any of you that managed to sign in? If you may, you can give me any reaction or you can type in the chat box. If you have any problem, it's okay. You can just tell me in the chat box. I will try to help you. So the first one, you just log into the lib proxy, and then you may click on the Proquest database. So another minute, and then I will proceed this with Miss Kurinji Malar. Yeah, your staff ID. Please include the dash also. Okay, so it's 10:12. So I think I will pass the session to Miss Kurinji Malar if anyone doesn't have any more problem. Okay. Okay. So now, Miss Kurinji Malar, this floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Poliana. Thank you so much. Thank you for the great introduction and also taking lots of effort in organizing this session today along with Encik Azrai. Thank you so much. And to all the participants, selamat pagi and very good morning to all of you. And welcome to this session to all the participants, including all the respected librarians, lecturers, and also students. Yeah. So now today's session, as Puan Liana has mentioned, it's on Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global. So basically, it's a collection of actual graduate works done by users across the world, which is available to you in the form of database. So you say basically a collection of actual graduate works that can be a good examples for you whenever you want to start your research paper, when you want to do your project papers in your, whether you are an undergraduate, you're a postgraduate, as long as you're doing your research work, this will be a very useful collection to support you throughout. Okay. Now, before I start, I just want to ensure, I think Ms. Liana has shared the access to the Easy Proxy, the lib proxy site. Basically, you just have to enter your credentials that was given to you, and then you look up for Proquest collection, Proquest database, and you click on it, and you should be able to access to that. So if you are not able to access, this is a very important starting point. Once you have access, I'm sure you know how to discover the information. But once that's very important. So make sure that you are able to access. If you're not able to access, please, either please share that in the chat box or email to Puan Liana immediately. So that's a very, very important step that you need to take first. Okay. So let's begin. So it's a session on Proquest Dissertation and Thesis. Another question that I have, can you just type in the chat box? If you have used this Proquest platform in the past, you say yes in the chat box. If you haven't, you just say no in the chat box. Yeah, so just please use the chat box to communicate with us. So that will be faster. And I'm also monitoring. Ponlana is also monitoring. Okay. So let's move on. So this session we have scheduled it for 1 hour. but I will try to put it everything together in 1 hour. This all the important message that I want to share with you. We have couple of learning objectives. Although this session is 1 hour, it's a training session, so there is actually a couple of learning objectives. So what will be your key takeaway after 1 hour of my session? I'm going to go off camera for now. Later on, if you have any question, I will be back on camera. Okay. So first thing is how to utilize this content, Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global Content, or in sometimes I refer these as Pqdt, so that you can broaden your literature reviews and tap into the wealth of other resources along with that. Okay. And we will also look at the advantages. Why is it important to access to dissertation and thesis that can bridging the gap in the scholarly content? So sometimes some of the topics that is available in dissertation and thesis may not be able to locate in the scholarly content, such as scholarly papers, scholarly peer-reviewed papers. So you probably this dissertation and thesis may bridge that gap of finding those information. And now lately early of this year, we have implemented Proquest Research Assistant, which is an AI integration, so that you can craft more effective and targeted searches. So you don't have to worry about thinking of the key terms, subsequent key terms. So this will help you. And leverage on the research assistant to explore the document inside. So I'm sure most of you here or some of you here are familiar with using generative AI tools or any AI tools to support your research experience. So we have also embedded some of these elements so that it can help you as a first step, as a starting point of evaluating the documents. You can also use other generative AI tools outside the system after you have located some relevant information. And for a short while, 5 minutes to 10 minutes, I will also share the impact of publishing dissertation or thesis for early career researchers. And we will see how you can organize your content, how do you download the content, how do you export to your citation management system, and so on. So there are a couple of objectives. Just take note at the end of the session, even you have achieved 1 or 2 objectives, that'd be very great. Okay. Now, to start with, very quickly, I summarize giving you a background of dissertation and thesis. Proquest Dissertation and Thesis is started by Proquest with the name of UMI in 1939. They started disseminating the booklet, the print format of the dissertation. They print it in a book. They start distributing across the universities in 1939. After that, they evolved. They started distributing in microfilm format. Some of you may not be familiar with microfilm, but microfilm at that point, that's where they start use that method to disseminate information. In 1997, they have actually, Proquest has launched the Proquest Dissertation and Thesis online platform that you have right now. But at that point, it was only accessing to content from the US. It's very US-centric content. So in 2000, they started including content from outside US, including UK, Canada, Europe, Middle East, Asia, in China, India, and Hong Kong. And lately, last 5 years, we have a lots of collection from Southeast Asia, including Malaysian content, and also Singapore, as well as Thailand and Indonesia, and expanding to other regions as well. So now the recent enhancement that we have done is from 2022 is a very important. There's a citation connection has been embedded. The web, this dissertation and thesis is indexed in Web of Science, and also the research assistant, the AI integration has been included in this platform. So this is kind of a background to dissertation and thesis. So dissertation and thesis, it plays 3 main roles. But what we are going to focus is to use the collection of information for you to accelerate your discovery. Other than that, the dissertation and thesis, they can amplify your research. So let's say UPNM become partnered with Proquest and disseminate the dissertation and thesis to this platform. You basically amplify your research to entire research world, and also UPNM able to analyze and see who in the other part of the region accessing to your dissertation and thesis, which dissertation and thesis has been highly used, which universities are using your dissertation, so you can analyze your influence. So, but now UPNM is not yet disseminating. So, but we're going to focus on how the content that you have in the database, you can, with the content that you have in your database, you can accelerate your discovery. Okay. So why when the Proquest wanted to find out what is the view of students, yes, or researchers, to say why do they actually use dissertation and thesis, why do C perceive that as a most value resources. So the actual answer basically the thesis reveal result that yet to published in peer review literature. So if you recall, I did mention this basically to bridge the gap between the scholarly information and also having access to the Proquest dissertation and thesis. You're able to find more information that is not available in the peer reviewed literature. And also the content in dissertation and thesis, they are very, very in detail, in depth, because it covers a lot of information, including some of this information in the methodology are very, very detailed. Explained in detail. Experiment details are also explained in the details. So that is why the dissertation and thesis will be a very good example for you to trigger further investigation. Okay. And why is this dissertation only for postgraduate? No, this is also can be used by undergraduate, graduate students, researchers, because it actually provides kind of help support for you to enhance your literature review, to build your expertise, understanding across the topics. And like I mentioned, it gives you more detailed content, especially on the methodologies which are not available in peer-reviewed literature. Okay, so basically it is again it's kind of a example material for you to begin with if you want to define your topics, or if you want to see how this research in this area has been carried out, what methodology had been used across all these examples of dissertation and thesis that you are reviewing, or do you want to do a different, you want to explore it differently. Okay, how do you want to bring it into a local context to support you in your own research? All that will be something that you will be working on the dissertation and thesis. Okay, now explore. We want to see what you have in this collection. So you have access to 6 million records. That means more than 6 million actual graduate works that is available in this collection, but it comes in the abstract as well as full text. But if you really want to explore full text, there are about 3.6 million, which of all this content are all these records are coming from more than 4,100 institutions across 70 countries. And every year there are new content is being added. So as long as a new university becoming a partner, then you get more new content being added to this platform. So if you wonder, will I be able to find some information related to your own research? So if you notice, this is actually the collection of information is across the disciplines, covering information from business to architecture to education to social sciences to interdisciplinary to engineering to health and medical and etc. So you can see on my right of my screen here, on my right, the subject that it covers. Okay, I want to just share with you. So this dissertation is basically when it's submitted to Proquest platform, it is in the form of a manuscript, actual dissertation and thesis. So what Proquest does is Proquest actually will look at the content, the metadata, institutional metadata, whether it's non-English translation, cross-index vocabularies, abstracts, bibliographic information, cited references, and they index it accordingly and normalize the cited references, cross-index vocabularies. They basically index all this information so that can be easily discovered. So if you say, I want to find a dissertation from University Malaya, so it's easy. You just type in University Malaya, I want all the dissertation from University Malaya, you can find it. And if you say, no, I I just want to know what are the research conducted in the area of military or defense or army or armed forces. Then you can just go to the subject and say, give me all the research that is related to military, defense or armed forces and so on. So it's easy for you to discover the content. Okay, so along with the content extensiveness, we also embedded the research assistant. I will show how research assistant works. It is a generative AI tool. It's an AI tool where you can analyze the documents very quickly to look at the key takeaway, to look at the suggested topics, to look at the foundational research in the research documents or research literature and more. Yeah, so I will show you as I go on because we have 1 hour, so I will take you through that. Okay. So to broaden your literature review, you will examine, right? You will examine, and also you will also explore it. So how do you do that? Is to start with discovering the information. So in this case, you have many ways to discover. So you can use subject, or if you go and look at it from a specific subject that is related to universities, or you can also use lookup terms. You say, I want to look at face recognition. Is there any other face recognition related, recognition related research? And you can explore that. Okay. So in the past, we always say, if you go for any of these classes, digital literacy classes or information literacy classes, to evaluate your document, we always encourage to look at the abstracts and to understand why is this research conducted before you explore the whole entire document. So this is how it works. But now with the Proquest Research Assistant, you can broaden your discovery much more easier. You don't have to even read the abstract. You can straight away go to your key takeaway, look at the important concepts and so on. So let's move on. I will show you in details later. So because it's all in the form of databases, okay, now let me take you to that. Okay. So if you click on the link that has been shared with you, Poliana has shared the link. If you go to your lib proxy, enter your credentials correctly, and you click on the Proquest database, you will come to this page. You will be something like that. Hold on, I will do that again so that you can see it from the beginning. Okay. No, so you need to enter your student ID, your username and your password. So to access, once you have successfully have entered that, this is where you will come to. Okay, you will come to this database. So how you know that you are on the right track, on the right database? So you will see Proquest and you will see your institution's label is here. So that means you're on the right data. But otherwise, you might be outside the collections of UPNM. You may not get the full access of the whole entire Pqdt. Okay, now just take note of that. That if you see this, you're on the right track. Now, if you want to focus on dissertation and thesis, go to your 3-line and go to your change database. And if you see that, is here you see Proquest Dissertation and Thesis. Just click on it. So if you have clicked on Proquest Dissertation and Thesis, if you are on this page, this is what I'm going to share with you today. And this is very important. If you don't change to Proquest Dissertation and Thesis, even though you are looking for dissertation and thesis, you may not able to see the AI integration. So if you want to see the AI integration, make sure you are on Proquest Dissertation and Thesis Global. Okay, so you get this step right. The rest of it is pretty much simple, very straightforward, because all of you are digitally expert people. So it's much easier for you to access to or to understand how this platform works. Okay, now to begin with, because it's a database, it is not generative AI enabled, completely conversational AI enabled. So that means you still need to use the traditional search, use the search term to search, not the prompt. So first thing that you need to understand how the search works. So on your right here, you see the search tips. So if you click, it will help you to take you through step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Easier to start with. So, but I believe whenever you come to this page, you have something in your mind. So in today, I just want to start with one basic search. Let's say if you want to find out about military logistics. Okay. So you can also see some of the suggested topic, but your interest is to look at military logistics. So just click on that. So there are a lot of information. There's a lot of dissertation that is done on military logistics related topic. Can you see that here? It's all about military logistics topic. So but I did a basic search because I want to find out, is there a related topic to military logistics? Is it worth for me to spend my time on Proquest dissertation and thesis? So this shows there's a lot of documents. And also, if you notice, there are some kind of suggestion here. This is from the AI. What the AI does is it actually goes through the entire 73,000 results and analyze it. And if there's a concepts or the framework related to military logistics, it will then surface to you the top 8 concepts or the framework or related terms so that you can refine further. So in terms of military logistics, what do you want to see? You can be, looking at some other related topics to you. You want to see something else, but you can also see, do I want to look at it from supply chain management perspective, or transportation management, or operational efficiency, or this military strategy, or logistic planning? What is that you want to see? It's up to you. So all that you do is you want to see from the I want to see from the transportation management. So just click on it. This is very easy. Then the results are refined, and you scroll down. Then you can look at it from how do you want to see it from the current perspective, or do you want to see the entire collection? It's up to you. If you want to see the current collection, current related topics, you just change these to. You can refine it and say, give me 2020 to 2025, or maybe slightly earlier. 2018 to 2025. You can refine it. Yeah, you don't need to put the full date. You just put the year and update. So you can refine by publication year. So it depends on your interest. Then you scroll down and say, okay, in terms of military logistic and related to transportation management. So I want to see the subject from what perspective. So there are many different perspectives to the subject. It's related. Maybe I want to see from the public policy or management itself, or military studies, or if you want to see from urban planning, in what is that you want to explore. So it is by subject. Then you can zoom to the subject that you want to. Okay, apart from the broad subject, you also can explore it by index term. So what is index terms? Yeah. So for those who are new here, so index term means subject is a broad subject category. It's done by Proquest. They assign the document based on the content and assign to the subject, right? It is tagged to the subject. But whereas the index term, it is not from Proquest. It is from the actual user. So this is the user from this university. So what they do when they submit the manuscript, their dissertation and thesis, they said, okay, these are my key terms and I want users to discover the document based on the key terms they have provided. They have provided key terms based on their actual work that they have completed. So that is what the index term. So that's why you see they are country, because the research is based on the entire country. Some is the term itself, leadership, or if you want to see from a different perspective, Cold War, or do you want to see from the violence or some other theories, and see if you want to see, you can see it from there. Okay, so it is actually worthwhile of exploring. And if you want to see which university has contributed to this content related to military logistic and transportation management, then you can come to look at some of these universities specifically. So there are from Harvard universities, so Middle East, Eastern Technical universities as well, Toronto University, Walden University. You can focus on the actual dissertation from a specific university. So if you know how to navigate like this, it's very easy, very straightforward. So I'm going to modify the search. How I started with a very basic search, right? So now I want to let you know. So if you type in military logistic, it will read at military and logistics. So if you want it very specifically as military logistic, you put a quotation mark. Okay, so this is another way for you to zoom in to what you want exactly. So it's a lesser result. So you can zoom in accordingly because these are very much related to military specific. Okay. Now let's go back. So this is basic search. So if you have used this platform for some time, or if you're comfortable using it, I would advise, or I would recommend users to use the advanced search. So where is the advanced search? So if you're on the basic page, your advanced search is here. Your advanced search is also can be accessed through the 3 line here. You can go to your advanced search. Okay, very easy. So at the advanced search, what is advantage is you can say, okay, I'm new to this platform. I want to see, do I have relevant content to my research? Okay, so let's say we just do a search on this, a very broad search. Okay, so this is what you want to find out. Is there any related research, dissertation or thesis that is related to army, military, defense, or armed forces? And where you want that to appear, this key term, you go to the search fields, drop down, and look for subject indexing. So subject indexing. So what it means is you are telling Proquest, give me all the research that has been tagged under the subject of army, military, defense, armed forces. If you have more, you can just click use or expand it. Yeah. So you just do that. And you don't want to refine yet, you just go to search. Okay. Now there are so many results. They are all tagged under some related to army, military, defense, or armed forces, or military studies. How do you know that? So if you do a quick look, you will see this has been tagged under military studies. Okay. And as you scroll down and you look at these are also under military studies. So there will be a lot of others as well. So if you want to see more documents, you change these to 100 documents in one page, and that's it. You are just change that. Then you scroll down all the way. Then you want to see, okay, what is this? Okay, this is also military studies. So they are all grouped under military studies, but they can be from a different subject. Okay, remember? So how do you want to refine the subject? Scroll down on your left panel. You scroll down. Okay, no, go for the subject. Okay, so there, of course, is mostly military studies. There are some related to military histories, armed forces, international relations, clinical psychology, and World War II, Cold War, and there's a lot more studies here. Yeah, related to human rights, psychology, physiology, counselings, and many, right? Depending on what is your interest, you can focus on that. So again, remember, index terms are more granular than what that you want to focus. And if you want to go for a specific universities, you can zoom into that. Okay. Now, if I'm at this point, I said, okay, what I want to see is on what military technology. So you just click military technology, and it will refine by itself. So it's very easy. Okay. Any question now? So what we did so far, you know how to log into this Proquest Dissertation and Thesis platform. Then from there, you must make sure that you are accessing the right platform. This is from UPNM's collection. After that, you know how to explore the database by using the basic search, and also we are at advanced search right now. What we did, we just run searches by key terms, and we use subject indexing to find some terms, and we are also using the AI integration to refine the search. Okay, so this is what we have been doing. So then if you want to look at full text, remember we have full text as well as abstract. So if you want to limit to full text, you just select full text. And if you want to refine by pub date, you can refine by date. Okay, now these are all in full text. This is about military innovations. Okay, so now this is 2021 research from Arizona State University. You just click on it. Okay, now what you will see, first thing that you want to see is, okay, what is this research about? So if you recall, in the past, everybody will ask you to read this quickly. So you can still read it if you want to, but now move to the right here. So you see a research assistant platform, a research assistant support. So this is an AI integration with the document. So what you can see here is the key takeaway. What is the key takeaway of this document? So you can read it quickly. This basically reframing the relationship between technology and military innovation. What additional topic has been covered? Okay, what additional topic has been covered? This is constructive science, military, social, technical systems, and many things has been covered here. So you know whether by just reading in few seconds, you know whether you want to explore this document or not. If you haven't decided, don't worry. Then you have another option. So if you click plus here, you will see that there's important concepts has been discussed in this important concept in this paper. Okay, so then you see what is the important concept. Okay, so this is about technology triad and also armored welfare and nuclear weapons, military innovations. So if you are interested in looking at military innovation, so this actually will help you to expand your discovery. So all that you do is you just click here. You just click here, then it will expand you to more documents or more related dissertation that is relevant to military innovation. So you can read about military innovation here. Then you go on next to next. This is more like a snowballing effect. Yeah. Okay. Now let me move this. Okay. So we come back to our document. Then after looking at it, you are convinced, and if you want to read the entire paper, you can. But after that, you probably want to decide, okay, I'm interested in doing some research related to this technology triad. So I want to see if there's any other topics that I can explore. So this research assistant, it actually allows you, gives you some related topic, research topic. So if you click on a related research topic, so it will give you at least 5 related research topic that you can explore. Okay, can you see? These are all. Okay, now whenever you do this, it's very, this frame is too small, too much to scroll up and down. So what you do, you use this arrow button. Use this arrow button, you expand it. Okay, now you can see it very clearly. It's very easy. You feel, now that's the best. This is the best way I want to view it. So with that, you can look at some related topics. So these are the topic they have suggested: technology and military innovation. This is the topic, the title that you want to explore, and this is the technology triad model, armored warfare development, nuclear innovation. So these are all topics they have given to you, and if you are interested in exploring any of this topic, it is made even much easier. Research made easy now. So you just click, say, okay, I'm interested in looking at nuclear weapons, or probably you want to look at this technology triad model. Just click on it. The system will do the search for you. You don't have to worry. It automatically does the search. Okay, here is the search has been conducted. So there are 22 documents. You just have to identify the document, explore it, download it, and analyze it with the research assistant and etc. So that's very easy for you to explore with the research assistant, right? So now you have seen what you have seen. You have seen the key takeaway. You have seen the important concepts. You also have seen the research topics. So there are more to it. So if you explore again, you will see there are more documents. Okay, now I just want to take you to this one. If I go up, okay. All right, I will come to you on that question. Okay. Hold on. So here is the foundational research topic. Yeah, the foundational research topic. So with this foundational research topic, what is foundational research? Basically, it analyzes this document. Let me just go back. It analyzes this whole document and says that if you are looking at this document, why not you explore the foundational research? Because this research paper, this is another document from Stanford University, who also have cited, who have also applied the references. At least 5 of the references from this paper has been applied in this research paper. So they are suggesting to explore this paper as well, because it has been cited 19 times subsequently. And these are all papers that has been recommended to explore. So if you're not able to click on it, you can do a quick search in a broader collections information. But if it is clickable, then you can access it from here. Okay. Now, apart from that, there is also a similar dissertation. So if you want to find more dissertation and thesis, you can look at here. You can see the similar dissertation. So here are the dissertation related to this dissertation. Here you have the another suggested dissertation which has at least shared references. They have shared the references, 7 shared references with 3% similarity index and so on. So all the dissertation, you definitely can click on it because you have access to the full content. Yeah, you can access it. Okay, so that's how the whole research assistant works. Okay, now there's a question about okay, where's the question? Okay, never mind. If I recall the question is, with the generative AI tools are so popular now, how do we want to manage this? Okay, the very important thing is, if you start with Proquest Dissertation and Thesis because your intention is to locate dissertation and thesis, only this platform will have access to the full 6 million documents with full text. If you are accessing outside on the open web, or if you're accessing through the chat GPT, you probably will get access to the open access 50,000 dissertation and theses they will suggest to you. But if you access it from here, my suggestion, because you cannot run away from using the generative AI tool, so you have some ideas about this content. Okay, now you download it. Okay, so you already know this is important. This is what you want to analyze. You want to read this research paper. You want to work with this paper more, right? You want to analyze more, but what you have here is enough to make a decision to take this to the next level. Then you can use any of the generative AI tool. You download them into a PDF. You can go to chat PDF, the AI PDF, or you can go to Perplexity or any AI tools that you are comfortable. Not only comfortable, make sure your institution says, okay, these are allowed tools to use for your research and writing. Just be careful with your guidelines in your institution. But the one that I like to use is this. Okay, hold on. After I have analyzed here, I will take that to second. To this one. Okay, this is just my suggestion. This is purely your decision. You can use Skyspace, or actually there's a lot more if you're interested. So what you do, you download and you upload the document into Skyspace. You want to learn more about it. You want to see what methodology has been used in this document. Can you explain about the methodology, or do you want to see the impact of this research and so on? So you can start with it. But if you don't identify the documents, if you are using purely from the open chat GPT, or if you're using it from some other generative AI tools, you are exposed to content that is not has been it is not the content that they could not be a reliable content. Sometimes there is no guarantee for the reliability of those content. So the best part, you start with the content that has been curated, the trusted content within the Proquest platform. You identify it, and then you take it to do an analysis in the database. This is my suggestion. If anyone else have, because you are in the field, you are doing research, if you have some other suggestion, just feel free to share with me here. So because after that, you need to do your writing, right? So you need to have more tools that you want to do. You want to rephrase your writing. You want to find the information. You have an idea and you want to use some of the tools, the generative AI tools to aid your writing. So that will reduce a lot of our time thinking of, writing, putting in a proper structure, sentence structure. So use your generative AI tool, but make sure you have paraphrase it, you use it on your own language. Do not copy and paste. That will be detectable, so we do not want to go to that extent. So make sure that you read and write, use some of the term is like your own language. How would you want to write it? So you have some foundation, and then from there you not localize, you personalize to your own context, your own way of saying things. Then only that works. Okay, so this is my suggestion before I move on to the next part. Okay, so any question on the use of research assistant from here? So it's available to all the full text document. So if I click here, it should be on my right. Okay, that is a good question. So there are possibilities to this research assistant may not be accurate. There are possibility, could be inaccurate. But what we have done is we are using the rack system. So it kind of, you will have less inaccuracy or as hallucination is been minimized. And not only that, if you encounter, and it's been tested a couple of times, it has been, this research assistant was on beta, and now it's moved on to research assistant out of beta. Okay, now if you find it, let's say if you find this is like, when you read this full document and then you realize, that is not the key takeaway in this paper, or there is something it's not right with it. If as a user, you have the rights to correct it. So what you do is you come to this page and says, okay, if you usually when it's good, we don't give any remarks. We do not give comments. But if you think it's not right, make sure that you give, because this content has to evolve, have to give you more accurate information. You can use this slide. You can put in some information and explain it here and submit. And as a user, if you're afraid your input, it is how is the in terms of the data protection, how is your input is protected? Don't worry about it, because Proquest has a disclaimer. Here you can see that. Okay, so your data is protected and processed securely to uphold its integrity and confidentiality. So it's been there. So don't worry about it. So I would suggest, if you think if it is not so accurate, you can use some of these tools to educate. So now when we are in the era to educate and feed more information for the AI, so that it can provide more accurate information to in future. Okay, any other question that you have? But the great thing here is you can easily spot if it is inaccurate, right? Because you can read the abstract, and sometimes you can zoom into the table of content and say, okay, let me look at the findings, right? You go into a findings, then you can easily spot it if it is inaccurate. If you spot it, that's where you can use this. But if you are in the open web and you are suggested, sometimes you do not have the correct references given. You may not have the full text to verify. So I think that's where there is actually a differences between the one we provide in the platform and in the open platform. But regardless, there is no such thing that that you should not use the open AI, open the other generative AI, but you can always use as an aid. But all that you need to do is make sure you verify it. I think everybody will say this, make sure you verify it, because we are in the very beginning of stage to have like 100% reliability on all those information. Okay, coming back to this platform. Okay, the most important part is you know where is the AI integrated, and if you click on it, you have your research assistant here. Then you also have the foundational research. You can also access to related topics and so on. And if you want to see what references have been used in this paper, there are 400 references have been used, and all the references has been indexed, right? So if the references are available, you can see this is available to you. You can click on it. Your check on your access. Yeah, my access. I'm accessing through my from my access. But for your from library, it might be clickable, might not. So if it's clickable, you can access it. And this is references has been used in this for this document. And if what is this? Document shared with references. So this is another way that you can expand your discovery. You got this paper and you can just click here and say, okay, I want to read this paper also because this is from George Washington University. It has shared 12 references in common. So you can expand to reading this paper. You can also read, seems Georgetown University has more paper related to what you're looking for. And this is from Princeton University. You want to explore it and so on. Okay. So these are shared references that you can, and these are top 7 references has been shared. So this has been recommended for you to expand. So the idea here is you find this paper related to you, but you can also expand your discovery of other papers, research papers, including the dissertation and thesis. Or if you want to look at the other scholarly papers, they are at the foundational research. Okay. Now I want to come back to here. Any question? If you don't have any question, we are almost there. So to download this document is very easy. So if it's a full text, right? If you use a full text, you just go click on it and you said, I want to download it from here. I want to download it from here and I want to explore more. Just click on the 3 dots. You can download, email, you can print, save to your documents and save to your cloud saving option. You can export to your citation management system. So if you are using Mendeley, then you can just download this whole dissertation and thesis. The metadata will be automatically created. The bibliographic information will be automatically created, and you import it from your Mendeley. So you go to your Mendeley, or if you use EndNote or RefWorks, there is a button for you to import. So you just import it over, and it will be in the information, the bibliographic information will be available in your citation management system, so that you can cite it later. You make a references, you cite it much more easier. Okay, so this is easy, straightforward. I may not spend much time here. If you have questions, please feel free to ask me. Okay, so to access to, if you want to save this document, so let's say you already done a lot of searches and you want to save this document, they're all saved here in one session. So if you haven't session out, you will have all this information here. And if you want to save all of them, you have to click on your save, or you can export them to your into any of this format. So if you want to save this, you need to create a folder. Okay, so this is the folder. You create an account. Okay, you enter your email address, your password, and confirm your password. Then you have a folder. So your folder is created. Now, whenever you want to, okay, just once you have created, you use the email, your username and your password. You log into that, and you can save the document here. So if you don't want to save the entire document, you only want to save this one search that you have conducted, you can save from here. You can save, you can create alert, you can get the search link. So if you want to share the link to your friend, your team members, you just get the link and you share it. So they will come to this page directly. You just share this link And when the user click on the link, they will come to this page directly. But they need to enter the credentials before they come to this page. Okay. So there are many ways that you can utilize this content to support your research. Lastly, I want to share with you on the importance of why it's important for you to to publish this paper. So let me take you through that. Okay, here. So advantage of publishing dissertation and thesis. So as you know, once you have completed your final year degree, if you're undergraduate, but what is been accepted in the dissertation and thesis, there are mostly masters as well as doctoral manuscripts, doctoral collection, actual graduate works. Yeah. So it's either you're doing masters or your doctoral collection will be available here in the dissertation and thesis. How it works is, if UPNM has partnered with Proquest and said here we agree to disseminate our students' content in this platform, then you can start publishing it. So why is it important? Because as you know, if you want to convert your thesis, your dissertation and thesis, they are different than scholarly work. If you want to convert them to a scholarly work, it takes a lot of effort, right? In not all of, and you know how to even to publish scholarly papers, it takes a lot of effort, and it's not easy to get accepted easily. So likewise, if you are doing your research now on dissertation and thesis, and you have a plan to publish it as a scholarly journals, but before you do that, a lot of hard work need to be done. You need to make sure that the whole format has been changed. You must, your dissertation and thesis can be a very long document. You need to kind of make it, simplify it to fit it to the scholarly peer-reviewed journals format, and a lot of other works need to be done as well. So it may take a lot more time, and it is not guaranteed to can be published in the scholarly papers. But what you can do immediately is, if you are partnered with Proquest, you can just publish it as it is, as your dissertation and thesis, that it can be accessed to other institutions as well. So you can, it has a wider reach out. Now it is available to all the research communities, available in Web of Science. Your contribution to your field can be recognized, visibility and the impact. This is how it starts. So in future, if you want to publish papers, you already have some kind of foundation. Basically it's enhance your curriculum vitae, career advancements, networking opportunity. Okay, just like when you publish your paper, so most of those impact or advantages, it's also the same for the when you publish your dissertation and thesis. You have a starting point to begin with. Okay, and that this is what publishing dissertation, so you can amplify it, your institution can analyze your impact, and your research get access to all the 9,000 organizations who are using Web of Science as well. It's discoverable through Google Scholars and so on. Okay, so to analyze it, you can see top retrievals, which country has used it, and so on. Okay, this is can be this the I'm just sharing this with you because this is the best way to do this is a partnership with UPNM. But if at all, if you are interested in publishing your individual documents, please feel free to email me. I can, or you can email to Ponliana. She will in touch with me to if you're interested in publishing. Okay, so just send to Ponliana. Okay, we are almost 3 minutes exceeded, but I'm already there. I just wanted to share with you. If you go to this site here, let me share with you. I just want to show the additional documents. Okay, I'm sharing the link in the chat box. So if you click on it, you will come to this page. Okay. So at this page, you have access to the research companion, some video tools that you can help you to, get started on dissertation and thesis, efficient discovery. These are all e-learning tutorials, so you can use it to learn from this tutorial. On top of that, there are also, okay, I'm not sure this changed to, Never mind. Hold on. Okay, somehow it has been changed to a different language, but now I've managed to default it to English. Okay, so at this page, you can go to dissertation. So apart from e-learning modules, you can see the top most 25 access dissertations, dissertation that is won awards. You can explore it. Yeah. So I think if you want to explore more, you can do so. So with that, I think we have covered all the important points. I just to recap. So you know how to utilize dissertation and thesis to broaden your literature review and tap into its wealth of resources. You know why is it important to explore the advantages of dissertation and thesis in bridging the gap in scholarly content. You know how to use research assistant to craft more effective targeted searches. You know how to explore document insight. We have quickly looked at the impact of publishing your dissertation and thesis as it is, and also how to download, how to share, how to export it your citation management system, organize the information. So with that, I'm now handing over to Ponliana. Ponliana, over to you. Okay, there's a question. Okay, so for new users in Proquest, I would suggest it's good to use the advanced search, because basic search is good if you wanted just to know, okay, I'm doing research on some subject. Hold on, yeah. Some, you probably have some subject in your mind, and you want to. Okay, so just want to do this. So what's the difference is it will search for military and fitness or army and fitness. So it will find for any of those documents. So as long as you see the army and fitness in any of the documents, even though it just mentioned one time army fitness or military fitness, it's just mentioned one time, it will surface to you in this basic search. But whereas if you use the advanced search, if you're in the advanced search format, hold on. Okay, if you go into advanced search, okay, and say, yes, I want to search on military fitness or army fitness, but what I want to search is I want my search term to appear in the full in the NOFT, in the title of the documents, in the abstract, or in any of the subject indexing. So usually, I recommend you, if you have a key term, use advanced search, but make sure you select NOFT. So it's either military fitness or army fitness, either appear in the title, in the abstract, or in the subject indexing. That way it will be more related to you, is more targeted than you have 20-30,000 documents. The reason I wanted to show you the 20-30,000 is to say, yes, you will be convinced to say, yes, it's the right platform for me to explore. You can find a lot of information, but what you want specifically is fitness related to army physical trainings, or you can see that fitness is discussing about army. So you can see that it will be more relevant. It's lesser results, but it is more relevant. So I would suggest use the advanced search. Even you are a beginner, I would suggest use advanced search so that you can zoom into what you want directly. Okay, hope I have answered that question. With that, we can end the session. Over to you, Poliana. I'm not able to hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello?
Great. Yep.
Sure, is it clear?
Yes.
All right. So thanks again, Miss Kurinji Malar, for your time to present to us on how to use the ProQuest in more details. And so I would like to ask anyone, so if any of you want to ask any more question, you can ask now before I end the session. If there's no more question, then now we may proceed to our photo session. So ladies and gentlemen, please turn on your camera and take a screenshot as a memory of today's session. Okay, can anyone turn on your camera for a photo session? Okay, is anyone ready? So if everyone is ready, I will just take a picture now. Okay, smile, 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. Thank you once again. On behalf of the General Tun Ibrahim Library, I would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to Miss Kurinji and to all participants for joining us today. We hope today's session has provided you with very useful tools and insights to support your research journey. And I would like to remind all of you, please don't forget to fill in the feedback form if you haven't done so. And with that, I conclude our webinar. Thank you once again and have a productive day ahead. Assalamualaikum.